Captain Jack here. You know what they say, April showers bring May ROM hacks. This is a series where we catalog notable ROM hacking releases of each month. This one being for the month of May, and hopefully this time I release the video on time. So with that all figured out, let's take a look at hacks released this month, last month, in a video also released in May, June, released in June. Man, I really set myself up for failure when I wrote that script. Flutter is a Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island hack, and they're a bit on the rarer side, especially compared to the original Super Mario World. Flutter is a 30-stage hack with some increased difficulty, but the interesting thing here is it has a really different design philosophy. The only thing collectible here are the 5 flowers in each level, so you'll roam around looking for these in much more open and puzzle-oriented stages. And this combined with the fact that you don't really have any permanent lives to lose, and Baby Mario is nowhere to be found, really makes for an experience very different than the original Yoshi's Island. A lot of these puzzles are pretty clever, and you'll have to sit and think about them for a second. Flutter definitely changes how you look at Yoshi's Island, and its odd mechanics are put to good use here. Metroid Engage Ridley is a hack of Metroid Zero Mission, and it has a simple story. Hunt down Ridley at all costs. This is about an hour-long jam-packed adventure where you only have that one goal: destroy Ridley. And you'll have to find him in this newly designed map with new color schemes and plenty of hidden items around. My favorite part has to be the sassy weapon descriptions when you collect new power-ups, which happens a lot in quick succession here. There's actually a surprising amount of funny moments for a Metroid hack, like the difficulty options being normal and game journalist. That Cuphead video this is referencing is from 7 years ago. I get it though, if I gave a controller to my dog, they would still do better than this. Metroid Engage Ridley is well designed. The map is small, but manages to be very purposeful. Almost every room has something to collect in it. It really feels like a mad dash to collect as many tools as possible as you come knocking on Ridley's door. And it's a nice bite-sized adventure if you need more of maybe the best Metroid game ever released. Rockman 2 StalkerMaestro vs. the Rockmen is a hack of Mega Man 2 with an absolute mouthful of a title. I don't know who this StalkerMaestro is or the existence of multiple Rockmen, but I'm glad I was informed because this is an absolute amazing Mega Man 2 hack. I'm only half joking, StalkerMaestro is the creator of this hack, and he must have superhuman reaction speeds because everything has been charged up, sped up, oiled up, however you want to put it. Mega Man is now speedier than ever, with the dash from Mega Man X and just a speed increase overall. And pairing that with a great new set of levels built around this speed makes for a Mega Man game that almost feels more Sonic than Mega Man. Get it? They're both blue? But seriously, if this footage looks insane, that's because it is. It's a little bit easier than it looks because Mega Man really does control great here. It's more just hard keeping track of everything. Once you get past the changed mechanics of this game, you'll find new graphics, new weapons, and best of all, to me, 8-bit renditions of Mega Man X and Mega Man Battle Network songs, which, you want an easy spot in one of my videos, just reference Battle Network in some way. But blind favoritism isn't why this is here. StalkerMaestro vs. the Rockmen really plays different than your run-of-the-mill Mega Man 2 hack, and it has to be played to be believed. Super Mario Bros. 2 The Harder Levels is for if you didn't think the levels in Super Mario Bros. 2 were hard enough. Remember, this is the original version of Super Mario Bros. 2 we're talking about. The one that didn't make it to America because it was too hard. And so this hack is absolutely grueling. It's not quite a Kaizo ROM hack, it is humanly possible to get through these levels, but you'll have to be on your toes. Getting through the first world is a pretty big accomplishment here. There is no training wheel period either. A Lakitu shows up in the very first level. And because this is Super Mario Bros. 2, you can play as Luigi, with his higher jumps and slippery controls. But if you play him, I don't even know what to say. Are you crazy? You want less control on your character in this game? Even if you're not good at Super Mario, I'd give this one a try. It does manage to not feel cheap while being a massive challenge. Before our final entry, here are a few hacks that came out in May that I didn't have time to mention. While technically not ROM hacks, I really want to shout out decompilation projects, as they've really been hitting their stride this month, with both Mario Kart 64 and Mario Party 4 hitting 100% this May. What exactly is a decompilation, you ask? Well, it's the usually painstaking process of reverse engineering a piece of software to basically recreate the source code of that software. So when a game gets decompiled, it opens up so many ways to modify that game beyond anything you could ever do before. Super Mario 64 is a great example of this. This game was decompiled a few years ago, and this led to it getting ported to systems not able to run a competent N64 emulator, like the Dreamcast or OG Xbox. And also Render 96, which is a graphically enhanced version of the game running on PC. Because a decompiled game is freed from the constraints of the system it was made on, things like widescreen support, increased texture resolution, and frame rate increases become much easier to do. Not to mention hacks to the game that can change that much more. I guess these would be called mods though, wouldn't they? Even more exciting is that Mario Party 4 is the first GameCube game ever to be decompiled. It can take some time for a decompilation to turn into ports to other systems and mods, but with plenty of more decompilations on their way to completion, this is all something to be excited for. None of this is technically a ROM hack, but it's all in the same spirit of ROM hacking, with exciting new features and content on the horizon. And this year really does seem to be heating up to be the year of the decomp. That's all for now. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.